Sorry. When you're choosing the right power supply, the biggest concern is going to be your power. You've got AC 24 volt power, and you've got DC 12 volt power supplies. So there's DC 12 volt and AC 24 volt. AC 24 volt will carry a longer distance, whereas DC 12 volt will deteriorate at a quicker rate. So anything that is a long run, probably over 300 or 250 feet, the preference is to use AC 24 volt. However, if you plug a DC 12 volt camera into an AC 24 volt power supply, it'll kill it. The camera will die. So you want to make sure that you're using the right power supply. If for some reason that camera is not getting enough power, the longer the run is for the camera, the more power it needs. Most cameras are rated in milliamps or ampage. So milliamps might be 500 milliamps or 1,000 milliamps, and 1,000 milliamps equals 1 amp. So when you go down here and you look at what your power supply is, you're going to see that it's 18 outputs, 15 amps total. So this is what we consider a high-powered power supply. If we flip it over, we'll be able to see that it is a 12 volt, 18 channel, 20 amp power supply. So it's 20 amps over 18 channels. This power supply is going to be 24 volt AC over 10 amps over 9 channels. So it's going to give you almost about 1.1 amps per channel. So these are both high-powered power supplies. And the power supplies are going to come in different sizes. This is a 8 or 9 channel power supply. This is an 18 channel. They also come in 4 channels. So they come in 4, 8 to 9, and then they'll come in 16 to 18 channel power supplies. One of the biggest things you want to make sure is on the camera side, you want to make sure you're using enough of your, if your camera's calling for 1 amp or 1,000 milliamps, if you're providing it 800 milliamps, what will happen is your camera will actually try to pull the full 1,000 milliamps, and by doing that, it'll actually kill the camera. The power supply will be fine. In fact, most times we find out that the issue is it's not the power supply, it's usually the camera, and it's not being powered correctly. That's usually most of the times a problem. So we always encourage people when they design a system to call us, call into the facility, ask us what they're doing, the length of the runs, and then we can figure out the correct voltage, and we can figure out if there's any voltage drops also.